ladies and gentlemen. Had some interest on making the latching circuit to start this little itty-bitty motor. The principles are the same, whether it's this little itty-bitty motor or a big motor. The thing that will differ is what kind of circuit you could put it on and all that. This particular one is a very small motor, so it's not that big of a deal. Your motor will most likely wire up exactly like this. This is the second circuit that I showed you on the video. The first circuit being just the push button, a single push button by itself. The switch itself latches and holds in the relay. This one, we're going to use electricity to pull in this relay as well as hold it in. People wire things up a lot differently. You get two different guys wiring something, they may go about things two different ways. What I like to do is kind of run backwards, maybe. In some schools of thought, I like to make my motor connections first and then work my way backwards to the control circuit. But you're free to do it however you wish. This video is about how I do it. You may do it a totally different way, and that's great and fine, but this is how I do it. So, here is the neutral line, which is white. I'm going to plug this in to one side of the coil for this definite purpose contactor. It's a 40 amp it is a 40 amp definite purpose, very much what you would see like in your air conditioner. It's a very robust way of controlling main power, very large contacts. They last for years and years and years. So this is how the circuit's made on this. So we've already hooked up our neutral side of the motor. I'm going to go ahead and pick a pole. This will be 1. Or excuse me, it would be 4. We're looking at this. This would be pole 1. This will be pole 3. This will be pole 4. This will be pole 6. So, we have our motor connections made. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make our line connections now. Since we're not going to break the neutral leg on this, I'm going to go ahead and install the neutral. So our neutral half of the circuit is complete, and you really don't have to do anything more about the neutral side of it. We're going to go ahead and make our connection for the main power, this being the main power, the black lead. We're going to go ahead and pick L1 right here. Okay, of course this is done with power off. So, now that we've made our power connection to both the motor and the coil, if you were to push this down manually, this motor would run. You take it off, obviously the motor would stop. So, now that we have power made to the motor, and now we can control it, we can test to see basically if our control circuit works. Should there be any question, we know for a fact that we can manually depress this and this motor will start. We're going to go ahead and make our control circuit now. Our control circuit basically needs power. So we're going to take power from 1. We are going to put this into the normally closed portion of our switch. is we want the normally closed switch to be able to cut off any power to the control circuit. So as long as the normally closed button is functioning, power will flow through the switch. So what we're going to need to do here is we're going to also have to provide power to the normally open switch. So what we're going to do is we're going to make power available to the normally closed switch, but at the same time we're going to need one more leg of power. So it really doesn't matter on this side of the switch which side you use. It's basically electrically the same. So I'm going to choose the other side of the normally closed switch, and then I'm tightening down the number 3 as well, giving all of these a tug. Okay, now this wire right here, we're going to make, this would be line 2 to the contactor. Okay, so we got that part of the situation taken care of. So now we're on the back side of this, we're going to need to make our coil connection. Which just so happens to come right back over here to the other side of the coil. Now, all of that is great. We have a loop. So now when this contactor pulls in, it will take power from the main and loop it through to the control side of this contactor, and it will have the propensity of keeping this contactor pulled in. It doesn't pull it in, it keeps it pulled in. That is the latch. This circuit right here, these 2 wires are the latch. Now we have to actually put power to the coil for the very first time to start this thing. So we're going to make our connection right here on line 4 of the normally open switch. Okay, we give that a tug, make sure it's not going to pop out. And this will also go to the coil. So in essence, we've made a loop around the coil. So when we push the start button in, the start button will send voltage to the coil, which will pull the contactor in. The latch circuit will keep power flowing to the coil when the coil is acted on and pulls the contactor closed. We'll give a little demonstration of the actual circuit. So, as soon as you start this, it'll continue to run until we ask it to stop by pushing the normally closed button. That opens up the circuit that basically we're latching. So we'll go ahead and stop it. Now, in the event of power failure, this is one of the safer circuits because the motor will not start until we ask it to do it. So if for whatever reason power is cut to the motor, we could plug this in and it will not restart until we ask it to. If there's other questions on this, I'm happy to explain it further, but this is a pretty good explanation, I would think. But by all means, if there are questions, fire away. Thank you all for watching.